She got her own house. She got her own house. She got her own house. Hey family, welcome back to my channel. So today we are making candy yams. So let's talk about it. So this recipe is for 2 sweet potatoes. I'm going to be using some light brown sugar. You can use whatever kind you have. I'm also going to be using some ground nutmeg. I'm going to use a half of a stick of butter or margarine. I'm also using some cinnamon sticks. You can use ground cinnamon, but I already had cinnamon sticks at home. I'm using some vanilla extract. I'm going to be sprinkling a little bit of sea salt in there. And this part is totally optional, but some pecan halves. You're also going to need a tablespoon as well as a measuring cup. So now I will be peeling my sweet potatoes. I'm going to do that off camera and I will be back. Okay, so my sweet potatoes have been peeled and rinsed off. So now I am going to start slicing. I was trying to show you guys the width of the slice, but I clearly did not pay attention to where the actual camera was. But as you can see, I guess it may be about smaller than 1/4 of an inch. But you want everything to be the same size so that everything can cook evenly and get done at the same time. So however large or small you decide to make them, just make sure that the pieces are as uniform as possible. All right, we got everything all sliced and chopped up. So now I'm going to transfer these to a bowl and take them to the sink so that I can rinse them until the water runs clear. That's going to totally depend on your individual sweet potatoes, but it did take me 3 times of washing and rinsing, as you guys can see here, before my water did run clear. But you definitely want to make sure that you wash your sweet potatoes because they are a root vegetable and they come from the ground. So make sure that you get your veggies nice and clean before you cook them. So you're going to need a pot with a vented lid. The vented lid is very important. Now this pot is super large just for 2 sweet potatoes, but I wanted to get a good pot for filming and recording. So definitely you can use a smaller pot than what I'm using. But I'm going to start off by going in with my half of a stick of butter or margarine. And then I'm going to follow that up with my tablespoon of ground nutmeg. Now you'll see I'm not really packing it in. It's just 2 sweet potatoes, so that's good right there. Normally I would make it like a heaping tablespoon, but for these 2 sweet potatoes, that's fine right there. And then I'm going to add in my vanilla extract. And you'll see again, not even filling it all the way up to the brim. And then I'm going to come in with my brown sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar. Now this is only for 2 sweet potatoes. If you are doing more than 2 sweet potatoes, please add another cup of sugar. And you can do white sugar or cane sugar as well as brown sugar. But there's no diabetes over here in our house, okay? So we only use brown sugar. All right, as you can see, I did not pack that all the way in as well. Just a loose cup of brown sugar. Now I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of sea salt just to bring the flavors out and bring everything together. And then I'm going to add the sweet potatoes. Making sure everything is nice and even. Y'all, I completely forgot to add the cinnamon, okay? So I did have to go back in and break up my cinnamon stick. I did just use 1 cinnamon stick. or 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon if you have that. I do like for my cinnamon to be at the bottom, so I was trying to scrape it off the top and move it down to the bottom so that all of the flavors can meld into this nice syrupy goodness together, and that it won't just taste like cinnamon on top of a few sweet potatoes. Now the pot is on medium heat. You can see that things are already starting to go. Look at that. So I did not add any water into the pot, okay? That's why it's important that you have a vented lid. These sweet potatoes are full of water, so you're going to cook these for 20 to 25 minutes, making sure that your pot is vented, okay? Now I do have a gas stove, so mine is going to cook a little bit quicker, but this is just after about 8 minutes. I checked them. I stirred everything up, mixed everything around to make sure that everything is nice and coated in the nice syrupy goodness that is at the bottom of the pot. So we are at about 15 minutes right now, and you are not supposed to be constantly taking the lid off of your sweet potatoes when you're making them on the stove. So don't be like me, but I'm still learning my new stove, y'all. I've never had a gas stove before, okay? So I'm really nervous about burning and overcooking things, but I am just going to do just some quick flips here, and then I'll put the lid back on and finish up the rest of the 10 minutes. All right, so it has been 25 minutes, so we're going to go in with the fork test. As you can see, the fork is sliding right out. That one broke apart. So this is what you're looking for. This is the level of tenderness that you're looking for to know that your sweet potatoes are indeed done. They should slide right off the fork. So I'm adding in an additional tablespoon of butter, and I'm just gonna let that melt over the top of the sweet potatoes. Now, while that is melting, this is completely optional, but I like to eat sweet potatoes for a meal. Like I may just have sweet potatoes for lunch. So I do like to add some protein and some healthy fats in there. So I'm going to add a few pecans. Now, I have pecan halves. You can obviously buy like chopped pecans, and you can skip this step. But if you just have some pecans, whole pecans or pecan halves like I do, just go old school. Get you a hammer and a Ziploc bag, or roll them up in a paper towel or something, and then there you go. So I'm just going to give them a few light bangs. You know, you can chop it up to your likeness, but this was pretty good for me right here. So just a few light bangs, and then I'm like, okay, this is good. So that's what you're looking for right there. All right, the last of the butter just melted, so let's make us a plate and try out these candy yams. Okay, so we are about to make us a plate and go ahead and try out these candy yams. I did get a little piece of cinnamon stick stuck right there, so you can see me struggling trying to get it off the plate. That's why I like to keep my cinnamon at the bottom to avoid this. But yeah, we're going to keep making our plate. And if you don't want to add the pecans, you can stop right here with what I'm doing now, and maybe drizzle you a little bit of the syrup from the bottom of the pot on top of your candy yams if you so desire. But if you do want to add the pecans like me, then now you're just going to go ahead and just sprinkle the pecans over the top, as many as you like or as few as you like. And then we're going to taste. So y'all, these turned out fantastic, okay? Definitely try these this holiday season. Try them any day of the week. They're good, not just during the holidays. But that is it. So if I forgot anything, I apologize, but you guys know the drill. Let's jump down in the comments and let's talk about it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and, of course, subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video because it takes a village. Cheers.